Walsall manager Chris Hutchings has today been sacked along with the assistant manager. I'm joined now on the phone by our Walsall FC correspondent Brian Halford. Hi Brian.
Hello there.
Hi Brian. Can you tell me what you know so far about this sacking and if it was on the cards?
Well, you could argue that it's been on the cards for many months, really. I think the vast majority of Walsall fans wanted this to happen, and probably some time ago. Walsall have had two terrible results over the new year, 3-0 defeat at home to Notts County and a 4-1 defeat at Peterborough yesterday. Two awful results. Really, the struggles just carry on and on. They've been in the relegation zone for most of the season. They're now bottom of the table. As I say, the supporters probably wanted this to happen some months ago, and there are several points this season at which it seemed inevitable that it would happen. For example, when they lost 4-1 at home to Tranmere Rovers, who were then bottom of the table. So I don't think Chris and Martin can have any complaints about not being given enough time to turn things round here. Jeff Bonce, the chairman, has been very patient, but his patience has run out, it seems.
And now, obviously, the search will begin for a new manager. Are there any names that may be out there that they'd be looking at, or is it just too early to tell?
It is too early to tell. I mean, Dean Smith, the head of youth, has taken over now. Dean, in my opinion, will make a very good manager of a league football team at some point, if he so desires. I mean, he's a very capable head of youth. I mean, he may choose to stay in that sphere as his predecessor Mick Halsall did, and not have any interest at all in managing full time. But Dean, I'm sure, will do a very decent job in the short term. What Walsall need to do, of course, is to resolve this quickly, because they are in trouble at the foot of the table. They have only a few weeks of the transfer window left, although they can sign loan players after that. But if they are going to get out of trouble in League One, they've got to put results together very quickly. So whoever is going to take over will want to get his own players in. So time is of the essence for Walsall.
And what sort of task will a new manager be facing now? Walsall obviously in a lot of trouble, needs some fresh impetus. What sort of task will that manager be facing?
Huge, absolutely huge. The challenges ahead are really considerable. He inherits a side at the bottom of the table with confidence very low. He will, of course, inherit all of the players brought in by his predecessor, which is never easy, because managers would never, of course, choose the same players. A lot of those players should be asking themselves a few questions this morning, and they should have been for over the last few weeks, actually. Chris Hutchings obviously has carried the can, and you could argue rightly so, because he brought in these players. But Walsall's first team squad on paper isn't that bad, but on the pitch they have been bad enough to get the manager and the assistant manager the sack. And I hope a few players will look at themselves hard in the mirror in the days ahead. If they do that and up the game a little bit, who knows, Walsall could just get out of trouble. But whoever comes in as the next manager has got a giant task on his hands.
OK, Brian Halford, Walsall FC correspondent, thanks very much for joining us today.
OK.
We'll be following this story over the next few days and weeks, and we'll have the latest news on this when it comes in.